Welcome to this video tutorial on MRP Module Settings Part 2. Here we'll cover Production Bill of Materials, or BOM for short. Production orders can only be created for items that have a Production Bill of Materials. A production BOM acts as a recipe and defines each step of a production operation, its duration, and the components and resources required to complete each step. Before creating the finished good and its bill of materials, we assume that you have created all the component products so that you can add them to the production bill of materials. In the case of semi-finished goods, the semi-finished goods need an entry and its component products need entries as well. Navigate to Inventory and Add Product. Enter all the compulsory fields required to create your new product. In the Bill of Materials field, choose Production Bill of Material. From here, you can access the tab on the left side called Production BOM to start completing the required information. Start by defining the quantity produced. This quantity will directly influence the quantity of the components in the Bill of Materials. You can also include a URL for production instructions. Manufacturing buffer is a value set in the production bill of materials to protect the production process from breaking any deadlines. Specify the percentage of time that will be used for scheduling the production orders. When Ignore Cumulative Lead Time is unselected, the lead time for component replenishment is calculated from the values set in the Supplier tab of the product page. When it is selected, an additional field will appear where you can specify the lead time manually in days. Now we can start creating the bill of materials for the finished good by clicking on the plus operation button on the left-hand side. In the new line, complete the sequence number, and in the type, choose either manufacturing or setup. Setup is the time it takes to initiate a manufacturing operation. Cycle time for this operation is fixed and does not change based on the quantity you're producing. Units per cycle is set automatically to not applicable for this operation type. Manufacturing is the operation type during which finished goods are produced. Cycle time for the operation depends on the quantity of finished goods to be produced. Now we can complete the operation name, and in the cycle time, choose the exact time for that specific operation. In the units per cycle, specify the number of units produced in that cycle time. And finally, choose the work center this operation will take place in. Next, it is time to add components and resources for this operation. Click Add More Items next to the operation number to open the Components and Resource table. An operation should contain at least one component or resource. First, select the type of entry. This can be a component, which is either a simple product, an assembled product, or a production product. A resource, such as tools, machines, and people. These can be set up in the production settings in order to be selected. A note, which has a limit of 200 characters, and an attachment, which is limited to 32 megabytes. For any added components, enter the other fields such as SKU, quantity, wastage percentage, and quantity as you need. For resources, simply complete the SKU and the quantity. Note that the order of the production BOM elements can be changed by dragging and dropping each line. Once the operation is complete, click Add Operation to add any additional stages, repeating this until the production bill of materials is completed and defined, remembering to save your changes as you go. Total cost is a read-only field that will be automatically calculated from the approximate cost of resources and components required for the operation. The actual cost of finished goods will be calculated using the costing methods of each individual component picked for the production and resource costs calculated from the sum of all the service products assigned to it. As mentioned earlier, finished goods, from production or assembly, can be included as components in a production bill of materials. When a production order is authorized for a finished good that contains a produced component, The nested production orders will be created and authorized. Once a production bill of materials has been created for a product, it can be cloned to other production products to save time during setup. This can be done by clicking Clone Bill of Materials on the right side of the screen. This concludes this video.